anything on my face. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I had a picture too, it's on Facebook. Actually, it's a funny story. I got to the bank, I was clean for like 2 years, I want to say. And I went to the drive-thru in the bank and they wouldn't give me any money. Yeah. I won't lie. So I went inside and they were like, well, this is what we see. And they showed me a picture, and the one I had like a goatee down like here. And I was looking pretty rough and tumble, I guess you would say. And then next to it was my current picture. It was with the glasses and clean shaven and everything, you know. And it was like two completely different people. And so where to start? Well, first of all, my name's Byron. Byron Moorhart. I was born in Ohio. Who else from Ohio? Yay! A couple of people. I moved up here in 1995. I felt like, oh man, I was like, you know, I didn't know anybody. It was like third grade. Who's in third grade? No third graders here, right?
Thank God.
Okay. Who's in lowest grade? Sixth, right? Sixth? Raise your hands. You guys represent. What's up? When I started using when I was in sixth grade too. Coincidence. Sixth grade using. My buddy Pat does too. Coincidence? I think not. Maybe. But first thing I ever used, I picked up a cigarette, and then I started smoking pot, and then by the time, it took 3 years, and by the third year I was smoking pot every day. And then 4 years after that, smoking and drinking pretty much constantly. I got in a car accident. I was actually driving down a country road, Highway 51 north of Janesville, and it was pretty dark. It was about 1:30 in the morning. It was really dark and rainy, and I was like passing out at the wheel. I was so high and drunk, and I see these headlights like right ahead of me, and I think to myself, I think, man, you know, I think I'm in the wrong lane, you know, just to hit somebody like head on here. So I moved the wheel, you know, so I cranked the wheel over to the right and go down into a ditch. And you know those like little culvert things, the drainage culvert things, you know, the driveway goes over? Well, I went over that and then launched through the air about 25 feet into a tree. Wasn't wearing a seatbelt, hit the wheel, tore my lip down here, had 36 stitches, fractured my skull, broke my neck, and so I constantly have like lower back problems and neck and stuff. I don't complain about it though, because why would you? But I used that for a reason to use for a long time. You know, once I was introduced to prescription narcotics, you know, I was like, wow, what have I been doing, smoking and drinking this whole time? This stuff is awesome. Yeah. I just think that's funny because I do too a little bit, if it weren't so horrific. But, and so I used those for a long time. I used that for an excuse. I felt like, you know, like because I got in an accident, like obviously the doctor doesn't know me, he doesn't know my body. All I know is that it takes more and more and more to achieve the same effect. It's called tolerance. This thing's cutting out a little bit, I think. Kind of bugging me. Am I what? I'm a what? A stud? Did I just say that right?
Nice.
That's awesome. I don't even know. Like, contextually, that makes no sense. Like, that's awesome.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, wow, all right. Things that make you say,
Okay.
So where does that leave us? I was 18 when that happened, and I luckily, I got OWI, obviously. You don't smash up cars drunk and not come away with any consequences. And I thought that I didn't have a problem, that I just liked to party a little bit, you know. Just like to smoke a little bit. It's no big deal, right? And so it took me about half a decade to get my license back. Because every treatment thing I went through, you know, I thought that I could just keep doing what it was I was always doing, and eventually they give it back to me, right? Well, it doesn't exactly work like that. So eventually I went into inpatient treatment, and that didn't really mean nothing. They go all the way through? No? Man, where am I going with this? Yeah, so I went to treatment like a couple times, really doing good, because I didn't think that I had. See, there it goes. Told you, I told you. And so I went to treatment a couple times, and I didn't think I had a problem, so I kept just doing the same old thing, and then, eventually I built such a tolerance to these drugs, like I didn't have enough money to get them, and so I started trafficking narcotics, yeah, about that. Apparently it's against the law. I mean, who would have thought trafficking narcotics is illegal? Really? Like, distribution of narcotics. So I decided to build I built a little thing, because obviously, like, I want to distance myself from it as much as possible, and so I, started, having people sell it for me, and I'd, make little drops and stuff like that, and just collect the money later on, and eventually one day, I get a call, I got a knock on the door. Okay, what's going on? Well, hello, Mr. Morehart, we're such and so, good cop, bad cop, big, tall, swole guy, little tiny redhead. And he's, yeah, right. And she's like, they're like, well, we don't just draw names out of a hat. We have it under good authority as dealing narcotics. Well, me? Nah. They'll pass me in the house and they say, well, you have a lot of nice things in there, Mr. Morehart. And I say, well, and so it was at that moment there that I decided that I was done selling drugs, and I think that it did a lot of things for me. I felt like I always needed to be needed. I always wanted to be a part of something. I always needed to feel like you guys needed me, like I was needed and special and part of something, And that's what that did for me. I felt like I had something needed and I was the man, And so a few months later, they got me selling to a cop, and I had to go to a rehab or thing. It was like a 9-month drug court program. And by then, I was kind of starting to realize, oh, heck, I do have a problem. Heck, can I say that? Can I say heck? Okay. Anyways, so I realized I did have a problem, and it was getting bigger, and it was slowly turning into this snowballing, into this big issue in my life. Who knows what insidious means?
There's a movie about it.
Okay, there's a movie about it. Let's start. Who's up? Hands. You, right there. What's up? What's this? You're just thinking? It's okay. Insidious means a slow progression to things. Think about this. Ponder this for a second. You wake up this morning and think, oh, I want to be a junkie. Oh, yeah. See, there goes again. I didn't either. I didn't wake up one morning and think I want to be a junkie. I just woke up one morning and I found out my grandpa was dead, and I had no way to deal with it. I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody. I was somewhat estranged from my parents, And I come from an affluent family. I come from a very good family. Both of my parents have master's degrees. My dad has 2 masters in mechanical engineering, a double E, and then also a master of divinity. He was a Methodist minister. And when they tell you that it's the preacher's kids that are the wildest, you better believe that. But, yeah, really, we all were. And so, over here, I took a public speaking course in school. I'm actually going to school now, too, for mechanical engineering, in a Spanish minor. I did a bunch of stuff with American literature, too, which was pretty cool. A lot of fun. I learned a lot. I learned about the power of argumentative synthesis, like how do you create arguments, like how do you appeal to people's senses? How do you make an argument so that people will want to take your side? Do you appeal to their, we were just talking about this on the way, pathos, ethos, logos. Anybody ever heard of this? No? Hey, yeah, what's up? Where'd you go?
I'm the English teacher.
He's the English teacher. That's what's up. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, and so, what's the point? Just don't give up. See? There you go. Just don't give up. I guess, what am I trying to say? I had a brother, half-brother, Willie. And he passed away due to drugs and alcohol. He was drinking and driving on his 17th birthday. He went across the center line and he hit a car head on, and he passed away a few days later. And so that time when my parents got the call about me being in a car accident, being banged up pretty good, I mean, obviously, like, my lip is torn, it's kind of like laying open, you know? When I crawled out of the car, I was knocked out for some period of time. And it was like, cars upside down, like the headliner, you know? I went to see it, like, the whole, dude, the car was mangled, like, the front end was sitting in the passenger seat. It's just like the whole thing was smashed in, you know? And so when I climbed out, I'm like vaguely like realizing I'm kind of breathing out of my mouth, like I can feel air coming past my mouth, but there's like my mouth is closed, like I'm not really sure what's going on too well though. And so it was like $40,000 doctor bill, and luckily the state picked it up, you know, so I wasn't like, I mean, just think about that for a second. You could be, the decision that you make today, that could last for a long time. How long would it take you to work off $40,000? Just think about that for a second. How much you guys make right now? This is rhetorical. I don't care what you make. How much you make right now? About $150 about $100 a year, something like that. So it's like 252 years, like $12,000 a year, right? Roughly. 12. So it could take like 4 years if you didn't pay for anything else. If you paid for nothing else in your life. So after everything else, your surplus, whatever, it could take you like, you know, a better part of a decade to pay off a mistake like that. It really could. You know, so this is not, there's no small decision, there's no trivial, like, oh, it seems like, you know, seemingly inconsequential things that we do in life. And what I've learned in my life is that even the very smallest things can really add up, you know. So, just really be mindful and aware of what we're doing today, because where it could take us tomorrow. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do for a living when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? This is my favorite part. I love this part. What's up, dude? Mechanical engineering? Yes. It's hard, man. It sucks. I don't know why.
But don't give up.
It's horrible. It is. It's horrible. It's nothing but math. Seriously. Who likes math? What? You do? Math? It's language or science? The teacher, the math teacher. Oh, I get it now. I get it now. That's hilarious. That's awesome. Who wants to be what? Tell me, it's just like, seriously, what do you want to be? A singer. That's, you know why I'm doing mechanical engineering? Is because, you know, singing, yeah, even if you've got a lot of talent, what is that they say? Put your heart into it, and you'll never feel like you work a day of your life. No? A foster parent. Now that is altruistic. I like that. You know what altruism is? Who knows what altruism is? Besides that guy. Who knows what altruism is? You. What's up?
Putting yourself out for yourself.
Yeah. Doing something, kind of like doing something without, it's like that golden rule thing, right? No, it's not like the golden rule. Like doing something without expecting anything in return, right? I like that. Like, why do we do what we do? It's a good question, right? Think about that. Why do I do what I do? That's a lot of things. But I think, like, if I look at it too, it's like, why am I here today, you know? Am I here today to make a living? No, it's not about that point, you know? It's not about making a living. It's not helping you guys, it's not helping you see something that you might not normally see. Like, okay, who's here has seen methamphetamine? Show of hands. You have no clue what I'm talking about. Okay, who here has seen prescription narcotics? See? Boom. All right, who here has seen alcohol? Cigarette, honestly. Okay, that's good. Who here has seen cigarettes? I better see every single one of those hands up. I don't even want to see anything. Okay, see. Now think about that for a second. Like, where does it all come from? Where does it all lead? It's just a good point, you know. It's just food for thought. So I smoked from the time I was 12 years old until I was 25-ish, something like that. And I finally quit, thank God. But now I got all kinds of money. I'm kind of starting to ramble here a little bit, but I got like a ton of money now. Like, you think about this for a second. $7 a day, who's math people? Who's math people? Brewer's shirt. Okay, quick, head math. Pack a day, $7. How much is that here? You, math guy. 7 times 52. Or 7 times 32. times 64? 364? 364 days times 7? Well, how would you break that up? 4 weeks, 7 times 7 is 49 times 40 is a little less than 200. 200 times 12 is $2,400 a year. Just like that, right? Well, anyway, there's no complicated problem.
That's that addict logic.
My dad's a mechanical engineering major. Yeah. My dad's a mechanical engineer, and I never thought, I never connected with them. I was like, kind of do your own thing, big on the, the church thing, I never really could connect with that a whole lot. But I can definitely respect him for it. And I can say that today because of, I don't have to use today. I have really good relationships today with my friends and my family. I can really communicate really well. And I'm not afraid to tell them how I feel or what's up, I hug it out. Yeah. I don't even mind. Ruin that hug. So, anyways, I guess what I'm really saying is that you should all find somebody to, be tight with, be close with. That's somebody really tight. That's what's up. That's male bonding right there. That's what's up. Yeah. So, is there something else? Things that recovery, as a recovering addict, I say, long-term recovery, sobriety, yeah. I don't really start the same way as he does. I've been clean since 5th of July, 2010. And that's pretty hard thing, really. If you want to know what it's like for me, probably, when I first got clean, I thought about using probably about 20,000 times a day. Let's say that's done about 3,000, maybe. That was supposed to be a joke. We got a laugh? We got one. That was good, Ben. Oh, it was unrelated, I'm sorry. No, but it doesn't go away. Once you cross that line, and you don't know when you cross it. You don't know when you cross that line. But once you do, it's always with you. And I'm going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life. And so, I can't even, have a drink like a normal person. If I drink a drink, I won't know if I'll have 2 or if I'll wake up 3 days later blackout drunk and, whatever, pick a place. Tijuana? Cape Town? That's random. And so that's the thing. It's you don't know what's going to happen. Once you reach that point with it, you just have no idea what's going to happen. And it's pretty hard to deal with, too. But you guys have that opportunity. That's why I'm here. So I want you to know that you have that opportunity to make the decisions today that'll really influence your future tomorrow. And whatever your dreams are, whatever you want to do, just go for it. If I were to go back now, which I can't, and I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that have been presented to me. I'm grateful for the things that I've learned along the way, and I wouldn't change it. But if I were to do it again, I would say that I would really like to apply myself more when I was here in your guys' position, and get a good GPA, and get out of high school, and go right to college. And then, by the time I was 22, I would be able to start a career. You're looking at it right now, I'm 27 years old. Right? It's 5 years. I could have had a career for 5 years. And if you look at productivity, who hears about productivity, numbers, stuff like that, math speak? We got a couple. Okay, I'm talking to you right now. Productivity-wise, you're talking that could have been could have been $400,000, right? What is that 40? 400, right? So you make 20, you can make 80, whatever. It's hard to say because it's kind of oh man, just forget it. Who likes math again? Good couple. Who likes music? Now that's what I should be talking about. What kind of music? Reggae, classic rock. I love classic rock. Love it. Reggae, what? Rap. Okay. What else? Country pop. Jack Johnson. And who? So what? Springer? Just now. Okay, I'm just gonna go. Well, I feel like I'm kind of trailing off a little bit here, but I look at all of the things that I could have done. I look at all of the things. No, I don't want to put this. Of all the things that I did when I was using, I thought, I'm a bit of an artist too, okay? I'm a little bit of an artist. Like, I really dig music. I love playing music. I love studying music. I played with, once I got sober, I had the opportunity to play with the University of Wisconsin Jazz Band. I also played in a pit band for the Full Monty. It's a pretty raunchy show, really. It's probably not age appropriate for you guys. But it was hilarious. It was fun. It was a great opportunity. And when I was using, I never had any kind of opportunities like that. Like, just think of, if you decide to use, basically all of those things that you really hold dear, really like to do, just go out the window. And I always thought that I was being so interesting and doing things that were always out of the envelope and, really cutting edge musically. But, I can tell you that the things that I did then as compared to the things that I did today, there's no comparison. That the artists that we enjoy or that influence have literally no comparison to the things that we're capable of sober. And so I leave you with this, that I've just been kind of trying to say the whole time, just have a friend, And if you have a friend and you foster those relationships in your life, if you see a friend struggling, try to help them out. Express some concern. Try and give them some resources to get some help. A lot of times we don't want to address these things. We avoid awkwardness, right? As humans, we do. Kind of like, oh, are you awkward? Well, sometimes you just got to say that stuff and get it out there. So, hug it out. It's only weird if you make it weird. Seriously, hug it out, man. Hug it out.